This Mamdani Bibi story won't go away. I love the media goes, well, what do you think? What do you mean, what do you think? There's no gray area in this discussion. Well, he probably can. No, he can't. There's no gray area. It literally is this idiot, jihad, Jew-hating, anti-Semite mayor cannot arrest Bibi. There's no gray area. Zero. The ICC, that Jew-hating corrupt court, has zero, not 1%, not 11%, not 30%. They've got zero jurisdiction in the United States. Zero. So you didn't need the discussion with me and Bibi to tell you we can't arrest him. You didn't need President Trump. God, I love you, President Trump. You see, this is why I love Trump. I've been critical at times about Iran and Turkey, blah, blah, blah. But when he comes out yesterday, President Trump, and he says, you're not arresting Bibi anywhere, anytime. He's been a great fighter for us in this conflict against Iran. You're not arresting him. Great job by Trump. The truth is, there is zero chance. They have no jurisdiction in this country. Nobody cares what the ICC says. So when reporters go, he's trying. It doesn't matter what he tries. I mean, I never really reveal my conversations with Jessica Tisch, because when I do, she gets in trouble. I'll say it. The mayor's office, I think, calls her right away. Her or Delaney, one of them. But I spoke to Tisch on Saturday. She laughed. And again, we played this a million times, but it's worth playing again. Bibi's reaction. Me and Bibi, I started this whole thing. You know that, Noam, right?
Yeah.
This whole thing with Mamdani arresting Bibi, all these interviews, every one of them should play me. Because I started it. Bibi was on this show 8 days ago, and I'm the one, Sid Rosenberg, who posed a question to Bibi about a potential arrest and whether or not Bibi was nervous. So if you missed it for the 1,000th time, I think I've got it here somewhere. Maybe I don't. No, it's not on. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Here it is. Cut number 5. I was the one who raised the question to the Prime Minister of Israel 8 days ago. Mr. Prime Minister, I know that, you come to the United States often, and I'm in New York City, and I hate Mamdani. I'm going to use that word. You don't have to, Mr. Prime Minister. I will. I hate his guts. And he has threatened to arrest you time and time again, which we know he really can't do. But he seems pretty steadfast on arresting you when you get here. I know you're going to come speak at the UN in September. I know you have a trip coming to D.C., but are you nervous that he may try that when you get here in September?
No, I'm not. I think he should look at who he's condemning, who he's praising. He's condemning Israel, the one democracy that stands shoulder to shoulder with American values, our soldiers fight shoulder to shoulder with America's valiant soldiers. But, who does he champion? Hamas, that calls openly to massacre every Jew on earth, that conducted that horrible massacre, the worst massacres on Jews since the Holocaust. He basically apologizes and excuses for Iran, the greatest terror regime on earth, that openly calls for the murder of President Trump and other senior officials, and so on. So he's with the terror actors. And I think the problem is, that he doesn't recognize, or he doesn't care, that those who hate the Jews and Israel ultimately hate America. And in fact, I think secretly, he hates America.
Nothing secret about it, Bibi. He hates America. So this moron was, again, on television just yesterday, doubling down, trying desperately to find a way to arrest Bibi. Noel made me aware of this. This was an interview that this jihad radical mayor of ours, this lowlife, did with some lady named Lulu Garcia of the New York Times. It was over the weekend. I did play it yesterday, but it is worth replaying. This is Mamdani, cut number 2, explaining to Garcia, he's such a moron, that Bibi should be in The Hague. This is cut number 2.
Okay, I believe that Prime Minister Netanyahu belongs in The Hague. He's a war criminal who has been charged by the International Criminal Court.
Yeah, who cares?
And what you will find is that is an opinion that is held by many.
Not really.
Purely because
I want to punch you across the face.
That's what I want to do. Many years. I've also said that I will follow the laws that we have here in New York City.
Shove it up your ass.
Because I believe that there's an importance in following the law.
Shut up, stupid. There's no law here that can do that. Shut up, stupid.
Yeah.
Meaning? I'm sorry, I don't understand what
Enough
that
of this.
means.
God, I can't stand him. I mean, shut up, stupid. There's no law that you can. You can't do it. But yesterday, he continued to double down again. This is Louis, cut number 4. Yesterday, after everybody made it very, very clear on Sunday that there's zero chance, there's no way Netanyahu could be arrested on American soil. Trump said it too. Here is your mayor. You love this guy, don't you? Cut number 4, Mamdani.
We're speaking about someone who's the subject of an international criminal court arrest warrant.
Nobody cares.
And he's the subject of this arrest warrant for alleged crimes against humanity.
Not really.
For war crimes. And he's the architect of the genocide against
Palestinians
in Gaza.
There's that word you like. There's that word you like. Radical jihad, radical Islam, douchebag mayor. You love that word genocide, don't you? Even though it doesn't exist, dickface. Here's one more, cut number 3 from this wretched lowlife Mamdani.
My administration will follow all applicable local
Good,
laws.
then shut up.
That is our commitment. That is something that we will follow through on when it comes to an adherence to local law. And that's all I have to add on that.
Good, okay. I mean, I just want to do things to this guy that'll put me in jail for 50 years. I'm saying it. I don't care. Don't care. I mean, I've disliked a lot of politicians along the way. Disliked a lot of them. But there is nobody in my lifetime, and if God is good to me, I'll be 60 in April, 60. There is nobody that comes close to the legitimate hate I've got for Mamdani. Like, I want to hurt him. But, well, I mean, I can I know?
No, you don't want to do that.
No, I do want to do that. Don't tell me what I want to do.
No, but I'm saying you don't want to do that.
No, I do want to do that.
I understand you want to, but it's probably not a good idea.
I probably won't do it.
Yeah.
But don't tell me what I want to do.
You're right. You want to do it, but it's not a good idea.
I want to hang him upside down from the 18th floor of some hotel in the city. Till all the millions fall out of his pocket. That's what I want to do. You know? But you said I can't do it, huh?
No.
Mm-hmm. So what can I do to stop this?
Well, you're doing
maniac.
Some of it. You're talking about him.
So what?
Yeah, well.
He still goes on with like Errol Lewis, that racist, fat, stupid racist, and other people, and says stupid things and harmful things and puts Jews in danger and Americans in danger. So I'm talking about it, but is that enough?
Well, look, he knows that he can't do anything to arrest Bibi Netanyahu. You and I know that he can't do it, but it's political capital for him. The more he talks about it and says, I'm talking to my legal team, even though his legal team has already told him there's no way you can do it.
Exactly.
He can then go back and say, well, that was one of my promises. I tried, but the system stopped me. The Fed stopped me from doing it.
His loser DSA people, those disgusting people. Even Donovan Richards, okay, who's a terrible borough president. How do I know he's my borough president? I live in Queens. Donovan Richards is awful. Awful. And even Richards came out yesterday blasting the Democrats and the DSA. I guess he's old school Democrat, so whatever that means. I really want to see, I think it was Morano who told me this first. I'd like to see Vicky Palladino out of the city council, Queens, run for Queens borough president. What do you think about that, Noam?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's talk out there of senator and Congress and mayor. That's all out there, right? For Ina Vernikoff, it's out there. She may run for one of those. But I'd like to see Vicky as the Queens borough president. My borough president. Well, I still live in Queens. That's what I wanted to do. So I'm going to tell her that, okay?
I think that's a better gig for her, actually.
Yeah. Talking about gigs, later on tonight, if you've never met me before, most of you have, but if you haven't, here's your opportunity. Because tonight I'll be hosting this big event for Joseph Hernandez. He was in studio with me on this show late yesterday. Great guy. Great story. Cuban immigrant who came to the United States. He's made it big, and now he's running for New York State Comptroller. And he promised on this show yesterday, if you're committing fraud and you're stealing money from New York, which puts law-abiding people like us, taxpayers, at risk, he's going to put you in jail. He was really forceful and excellent on this show yesterday. He's run for mayor too, So his name is Joseph Hernandez. Again, he's running for New York State Comptroller. And tonight we've got a big event at Dorian's Red Hand. You know what that is, Noam?
I don't.
It's at 16 16 2nd Avenue. I don't know what street that is. I think it's in the 60s. Can you check that for me?
Sure.
1616 2nd Avenue. $75 per person. With that, you get 2 drink tickets. You get a bunch of nice hors d'oeuvres. You could also donate online, Hernandez4NewYork.com/Sid. That's Hernandez4NewYork.com/Sid. Sid Rosenberg and Joseph Hernandez. 6:30 tonight at Dorian's. So be there. You coming, though?
Let me just check my schedule.
Yeah,
and if it's available,
no.
I'll come in.
You got nothing going on, but you're just not going to come, are you?
I'm going to look and see.
What
right
street
now.
is that?
You said 2nd or 3rd Avenue?
2nd Avenue.
It is 84th Street.
Oh, it's at Uptown, huh?
Mm-hmm.
84th and 2nd, Dorian's Red Hand. Be there later on tonight. Okay, we got the Mamdani BB stuff. What else is going on, though?
The mess in the Middle East continues. There was more firing missiles at each other overnight. No sign that that's going to stop anytime soon. The soldiers who were killed in Jordan, their bodies are going to be returned to Dover Air Force Base. It was going to happen this morning, but now it looks like it's going to be tomorrow morning. The president will be there on hand for that. But no signs that the two are going to be back at the peace table anytime soon. In fact, things have really just intensified in the last couple of days. What was it, 9 or 10 days in a row now?
10 days in a row.
Yeah.
All-out war is coming. So again, not to aggravate my friends who are very smart people, but when I was adamant for weeks ago, people in this studio told me we already won. They told me the same thing on Fox News. You remember that. Campos and Campos Duffy and Hurt and Griff. And I laughed. I said, what are you people talking about? I even said on Fox News, you don't win a baseball game in the 6th inning. You got to play 9. I don't care that Dow Jones was up for a couple of weeks or that oil was down for a couple of weeks. If you know anything about politics and about the relationship, nearly 5 decades of America and Iran, we never won this. In fact, not even close. I'm not going to blame Trump for saying it because he's the president and he wants to deliver an optimistic message. But I had people on this show telling me we already won. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I know you love Trump. You don't love Trump any more than I do. And I don't think Trump likes you more than he likes me, okay? But you got to be honest. You got to call it the way it is. We never won this. And now we're right back at the brink of all-out war. Oil prices are up again, right? Gas prices are up again. American soldiers are dying. What do you mean we won the war 3 weeks ago? Remember how angry I was getting about that, Noam?
I do.
Was I not 1,000% right? Like I've been about Eric Adams and his run for mayor, time and time again. Everybody talks about they're always right. No, I'm the only one who's always right. Always. Was that not true? No.
I remember you saying this months ago when we pulled back and we said, okay, let's negotiate a peace deal. You said, no, let's finish them off.
Yeah, because if you allow the cancer to stick around, eventually it grows. It metastasizes. You don't let the cancer stay. You go in for surgery and you take the tumor out. And we weren't doing that. So great. So for a couple of days at Dow Jones, who cares? Who cares? I got a 401k too, but I'm not silly enough to believe that that was going to mean the difference. You started this thing, you need to finish it. And now, again, we're at the brink of all-out war. It's a very serious situation. This is no joke. I'm rooting for Trump. I love the fact he started it. I said that. I said time and time again. Midnight Hammer was the big win. That was the big win. That's all we needed, really, because Midnight Hammer, we did so much damage to their nuclear reactors, the centrifuges, all that. That was it. We didn't even need Epic Fury, but you know what? Epic Fury worked out well. We wiped out the Khomeini and all those other people, and we sent a message. It was great. Not as big as Midnight Hammer, but it was good. But the last couple of months, while people are proclaiming victory, silly. It's been a disaster. I don't know KT McFarlane is going to tell me it's all good. It's not. It's stuck. We are stuck. And now it could be uglier than at any point during the last, year and a half of this conflict, right? Could be uglier. Or am I wrong, no?
No, there's been so many stops and starts and so many promises, then they're taken back. And so no wonder the Iranians are still engaged because they don't necessarily believe the president's going to follow through on all the threats that he's made because he hasn't.
That's right. So, well, now he is. Trump knows the deal. He's upset about the Americans being killed, at least 2, maybe 3, it looks like, right? They found some body parts. Is that right?
Yeah, there was a third one who was missing. Then you had that soldier in northern Iran who they found a drone, and I guess the drone exploded. We don't have all the details. But
well, the soldier was trying to detonate something, right? Mm-hmm. And then was killed in that effort. What else is going on, Noam?
While we're overseas, the State Department has been warning Americans because of the war intensifying that they should be careful as they travel this summer or if there are Americans living overseas. And now we're seeing an attack this morning. This took place right near the Acropolis in Athens. 2 Americans were stabbed, 1 in serious condition.
Really?
Yeah.
In Greece?
Yeah, in Greece. Now, it may not be connected to what's going on overseas. We don't know. We don't know anything about this guy, but they did grab the person who stabbed these 2 Americans right outside the Acropolis this morning.
I was there about this time last summer. In fact, we wanted to go to the Parthenon, Danielle and I, but it hit record temperatures, 109 degrees that day Fahrenheit, and they closed it. So we were able to go to the museum, which was pretty cool. And, of course, we can see the Parthenon, but we were not able to actually go into it. We stayed in Athens for about a day and a half and loved it before going to Cyprus. Want to go back to Athens this year in August, still attempting to do that. But that's not a great story.
Oh, and then I got another one.
You know what I did see in Greece, too, which me and Danielle really bothered me, was a pretty significant head count for the pro-Hamas. And the hotel we stayed at in Athens was right across the street from some government building, and there was some anti-Israel stuff spray-painted outside on the walls. We were surprised to see that. We never really considered Greece as a anti-Semitic country, and it probably isn't. But there in the heart of Athens, there was a significant amount of pro-Hamas people that rallied the night we actually got to Athens. We were surprised to see that. What else you got?
Back home, you had Mayor Mamdani was taking his victory lap yesterday on Legionnaires, saying that he thought that they had got the outbreak under control, and then
not even close.
A 4th person passed away.
What's he talking? There's like 80 different. Aren't there 80 different patients now?
Yeah, there's 80 patients. About 9 are still in the hospital. And then you had City Council Speaker Julie Menon speaking out last night saying, no, you didn't handle this well at all. She pushing back, and now she's going to present some bill this morning in the City Council that would make sure this doesn't happen again, that they actually go into these cooling towers before anything happens and have a hotline where people can report these things so it doesn't get out of hand like this one has on the Upper East Side. Now 4 dead, 79 infected with this Legionnaire's disease, and 9 or 10 in the hospital.
Do you know that while all this is going on, that Mamdani, I know you know this, continues to raise money for his next mayoral campaign? Now, I believe he served 6 months. Is that about right? Maybe 7 of a 4-year stay. 4-year stay. He's done about 6 months. He's already raising money for his next mayoral campaign. Last month he raised, I believe, just over $300,000. So this guy is already looking towards 8 years when he hasn't even done 1 year. And you know the names of the people because they put them in the paper every week. It's in city and state every couple of days. They always mention the same 3 names. You know that name, right? They mention John Shell, former chief of chief of what? Of department. John Shell, former chief of department for the NYPD. Now they mention in almost every article the kid from Barstool, what's his name again? Portnoy. Dave Portnoy, and they mention me. Now, I have not told anybody that I am definitely running. In fact, I tell most people I'm probably not, because I'm going to do radio here at WABC for many years, and do well. Podcast, TV, whatever I'm doing. And on top of that, my wife has made it very, very clear that I'll have to get my own place if I run for mayor. And I enjoy sleeping with Danielle every night. So the odds of me running are low. Let's just say they're low. But they love putting my name in there because Trump buddy Nobody hates Mamdani more than Sid. I know Palladino does a great job. Scotty Libero does a great job. There's nobody like me, okay? So they love putting my name in there, even though, unlike Portnoy and Shell, they've already declared. I haven't even declared. In fact, I keep saying I probably won't. But you notice, Noam, I'm in every column. But it doesn't matter. The truth is, this guy, Mamdani, is pretty confident he's going to win again. And it's not like our side of the aisle has put together a great list. You got that moron Curtis Sliwa running again after getting about 18% of the vote against Eric Adams and 7% of the vote against Mamdani, embarrassing us twice. Twice. I need Raul Rivera on the streets of New York to set that guy straight. So why wouldn't he do it, Noam?
Yeah, well, if you were to do it right now, he'd win all over again.
Everybody
easily.
tells me the same thing. We got to get a businessman. Well, I haven't heard Bill Ackman announce yet, or Ken Griffin, or John Catsimatidis, who's going to be in his 80s. He doesn't want to do that. Maybe Bill Ackman. He's a young guy. He's got a big mouth. He's on Twitter. Tweet, 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 tweet. You know, he was the guy that told us Eric Adams is definitely going to win, like everybody else. Every big money person in this city, Eric Adams is going to win. No, he's not. I said he had no chance. You know, some people are taking credit. I told you, Mamdani. No, some of you thought Mamdani had a chance or maybe would even win the primary. I don't think any of you really thought he was going to be the mayor of this city. I did. After he beat Cuomo, I did not think he was going to beat Cuomo in the primary. I'll admit that. Although, again, the day of the election, Mamdani was up 4 points on Andrew Cuomo. So it was not a surprise or an upset the day that he won. But the Republicans need to do a much, much better job, or independents. And maybe it's Jessica Tisch, who's still the police commissioner. So she's not going to announce it now. Maybe it's Menon. I don't know. I don't think Julie Menon can win. I don't know. I just don't see a list of people right now that are even going to contend with this guy as bad as he is. Do you?
No, and I think each year it becomes much harder for a Republican to win in New York City.
Yes.
It's not easy.
Any race.
Yeah.
My guy Bruce Blakeman is working his ass off. He's done a tremendous job. He shaved what was once a 27-point lead for Kathy Hochul. Some polls have him down just 5 right now. He's killing it, Bruce Blakeman. And I got to really give the credit to my son. Don't you think, Noam?
He's the reason that
I think
narrowed.
So.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he's now worked, this is now 8 days that Gabriel Martin Atticus Rosenberg has been working for Bruce Blakeman. So I'm going to point to Gabe as the real factor in this ascent for Bruce Blakeman. Then I'll give Bruce some credit, I guess.
What is he doing? Is he making calls for the governor? Do you know what he's doing?
You know, it's funny you ask that question. I don't even know exactly what he's doing. I just know that he's there for a lot of hours with a lot of other young interns, and Bruce has had conversations with Gabriel. So has Chris Boyle. So is the chief. So have others. In fact, one of these Tuesdays or Thursdays, I'm going to speak in front of these interns at Blakeman's office. But he's got him doing a whole bunch of stuff. I think today, actually, Gaby's down at Pat Ryder's office, the police chief in Nassau County. But Bruce is doing a great job. He's running Nassau County as well as it's ever run. And at the same time, he's in all of New York State, up there with Todd Hood in all those northern parts of the state, which ironically is called the southern tier. But he is up there a couple of days a week and doing a great job. He's got a real shot here, Noam, real shot. But he's our last hope. So Bruce loses this, just buy the condo now. Don't wait. Don't even wait.
Where, Delray, or where am
I like Delray. I like Atlantic Avenue. You know, I lived in Boca Raton. Danielle and I got to Delray Beach in like 10 minutes. And we spent a lot of Saturday nights on Atlantic Avenue. A lot. Like a lot of those restaurants. You can move to Delray. It's nice. Right there on the water. You know, I've been a Boca guy most of my life, but I like Palm Beach County. You know, once you get to Boynton, it's a little rougher, you know. And then you start to hit like the Gaisha areas. Yeah. Then you go up to like the fishing part, like Jupiter and Stewart and those types of areas, and where the Mets play Port St. Lucie.
Yeah, it's a little frightening up
there. A little frightening up there, a little scary, yeah. But at any rate, that's what's going on. That's it, right, Noam?
I may have one more if you want one more.
Sure, give me some more good news.
This is actually a better story than the other one. So we told you yesterday about there was this 18-year-old girl. She's standing on the subway platform at the Medgar Evers College Station. This is about midnight on Sunday. She's going home from work. This guy comes up to her, tries to grab her purse. She gets into a fight with him. He takes a gun and he shoots her directly in the chest. And when we heard the story, I was like, this is not going to end well. She is back home today. The bullet actually went through her chest and out her back.
Oh, my God.
And so it ended up being a wound that there was not much they could do to really, tend to in the hospital. She was fine. So she was out telling her story yesterday saying, I'll never do that again. I'll hand over my purse next time.
Yeah.
But she said, I had a new Steve Madden purse and I didn't want to hand it over.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Just hand it over.
So, but she's
not with your
amazingly,
life.
she walked away with just a flesh wound. She's going to be okay.
Oh, God
They haven't
bless her.
found the creep, though, who shot her.
Yeah, that's the problem. Just give it up, man, because it could cost you your life. Great job, Noam.